Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for inviting me for Santé Publique France to these discussions. I wish I could have been there with you. I'm going to give you a quick overview of our challenges in mobilizing special information for environmental health specifically. So Santé Publique France, now some quick words about the organization, this agency. It's a public administrative institution, and we are working on epidemiological observation and monitoring of the health of population, monitoring of health risks, and the launching of health alerts up to the response to health threats. I'm working at the Division of Environmental and Occupational Health Surveillance. So we are working on non-communicable diseases, on a project like effect of climate change on health, monitoring of the effect of temperature on health and heat wave and health alert system, air pollution and health monitoring program, French human biomonitoring program, pesticides, endocrine disruptors, chemical substances, effect on health, etc. First, yes, we are working, looking at the geographical approach as key to understand the health events. So our main objectives are to estimate exposure or exposure proxies using geographical information, and to take into account data with that will influence the relationship between exposure and health effects, so mortality, morbidity. And our main issues are to make up for the lack of fine-scale exposure data, and pulling ideas, creating synergies between users and producers of data who know very well the data, even if they are not created for public health first, and innovating. So with GeoAA and territories digital twins. So in this regard, the topics we work on are industrial plants and wasteland, pesticides, air pollution, and urban living environments, looking to biodiversity, green spaces, soft mobility, and so on. And always with the permanent One Health filter. So now we have different different types of indicators, but I really need to say that we are secondary users of Earth observation data. Actually, we use pre-processed data on land use, temperature, air pollution, and UV, for example. Thanks to the collaborations with different research teams. So types of indicators. First, maybe geographical contexts. So we use geographical data to describe a particular environment context, such as its urban or rural character, sociological, demographic, and economic characteristics, and weather conditions such as humidity, wind direction, etc. And maybe there is also a type of indicator which is scale consistency. So for indicators, we are calculating by aggregating or disaggregating data to obtain meaningful informations. For example, assigning the values from a grid modeling, air pollution, NDVI, and temperature to the relevant health scale using the method of weighting by area or of intersection or population. Another type is indicators of proximity. This type of indicator is commonly used in health study, and the condition of use is accurate and reliable georeferencing of population sources and subjects. Another type is indicators for risk qualification and quantification, reflecting the intensity of the risk, like density of industries, proportion of artificialized area in districts, etc. For example, we are doing a study which is a quantitative assessment of the impact on health of access to green spaces, air pollution, soft mobility, and temperature, studied in 2023 in 3 French cities. Another type is cumulative and of environmental pollution, like describing environmental black spots, doing clustering, vulnerability, etc. And the last one maybe could be indicators to characterize or to do some typologies to select potentially exposed area or sampling local residents. This was this one was to illustrate the accumulation of environmental pollutions. So maybe a lot of things have been said before today, but I can speak a little bit about the limits that everybody know when you are working with data and specifically spatial data, but the main limit is the data quality. So maybe we need for easy access to satellite data processing and exchange with teams, because we are a little bit limited with the technical processing and skills. We also, I also can say that we always have some troubles with spatial and temporal coverage for our studies. And so, yeah, maybe we have some needs about processing the data, and maybe for comparative studies between data from Earth observation data, I mean, and data from measures. So maybe comparative studies between surface data and measures data could be useful. And maybe for perspectives, we can speak about like the discussion and the development about composite multi-exposure indicators, which are very useful in territorial diagnosis for decision makers. Also tools for consulting indicators for the general public, like I'm thinking about the CDC's environmental public health tracking network. Also One Health indicators linked to global change, like forest fires indicators, drought, ocean salinity, loss of biodiversity, ecosystems, health, etc. And the development of GeoAI, AI, sorry, for prediction model using satellite data. So what is certain is that public health needs new tools to meet the challenge of global change, and Earth observation data are one of those. So I would like to, yeah, thank you for your attention. As I told Stefano, we are just opening up to this kind of data for public health, so in France. So this is a very quick summary, and I'm aware it is very short, but I'm happy to answer to your questions if you have any, and discuss further. Thank you.